Yeah, you guys were on the field a lot tonight. Did you feel like in the second half you guys wore down and were tired?
Yeah, they made some plays, kept us out there a little bit longer. There's no excuse for that, or no excuse for us getting tired. We need to play better on defense, keep them out of the end zone.
What did they do rushing-wise in the second half? You guys held them down really, really well in the first half. What do you think happened in the second half where they were able to run so well?
Yeah, I think they settled in a little bit more. They made their adjustments, and they were able to scheme us up a little bit in the second half. We got to be more gap discipline on defense and shut down that run.
How big they converted 3 fourth downs? How critical do you think it was them kind of staying on the field on those drives?
Yeah, I mean that's huge. Whenever our offense converts a fourth down, it's big. Keeps them on the field. Wears us down. Extends drives. Gives them more opportunities to go down and score. We need to be better on fourth down.
What do you feel like the message is now to the team, like being able to kind of balance the emotion that came with this game, but knowing that you still have stuff to play for in front of you?
Yeah, we're going to watch this film tomorrow and move on. We have a short week. We got to go to Akron. So, it's, next thing, we got to move on, short memory, go scheme up Akron and go hopefully close the season out with a win.
What did you think kind of swung the game in the second half?
And they, just because we up going into halftime don't mean the game is over. We had a couple guys who stayed in there and kept fighting, and we had a couple guys who didn't. And as a team, we got to understand that no matter what happens, even if they did score a touchdown, that we got to keep fighting and keep pushing.
Was there anything that stuck out to you why the offense couldn't consistently move the football?
Well, we kept having penalties. We kept starting in bad field position, and at that point, when you got 10-yard penalties and things like that, 5-yard penalties in our field position, it's hard. It's hard to call plays to gain 20 yards or to gain 18 yards. That's hard. That's a hard thing to do. So we really have to stop shooting ourselves in the foot on offense. Honestly, we had the turnovers. That's always a big thing. Once again, we have to pay attention and focus in on the small details that matter the most.
Is that second half like as frustrating a half as we've been a part of?
Probably, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Where do you go now, like, as a message to the rest of the team, knowing that, like, there was a lot on the line tonight, but there's still, games to be played moving forward?
There's always something to prove. The good thing about the game of football is you get to keep playing and playing and playing. No matter the outcome, is always what's next. And what's next is Tuesday night, we play Akron. I feel like this correlates to life in general. Like, just because things don't go your way don't mean you put your head down. Because at some point, these people are all planning on having families one day. And at the end of the day, if something don't go right, this is a life lesson. Something don't go right, man. Keep your head up and keep pushing. There's always something better.
All right, very disappointing outcome. Hats off to Ohio. Very hard-fought 60-minute game there. Really good job of taking the football away in the second half, taking advantage of opportunities that they were, given, and finishing the game. Disappointing on our end that, the 15-minute stretch in the second half there, we, were really, inefficient offensively, turned the ball over. Got a couple explosive runs that got out on us, and just kind of avalanched, snowballed on us there a little bit. So, got to look at the tape. Got to do a great job of taking everything off of there and seeing where we're at, and really have a lot of time to sit and dwell on it. And you got a quick turnaround here to get back and play this real quick here in 6 days. So, tough pill to swallow, but got to rebound.
Did the third quarter, the back-to-back turnovers you guys had, do you feel like that's where the game kind of swung?
Well, it's just very huge momentum swing because you get one and then you give it right back. Penalty on the opening kickoff to start the third quarter, bury you down in there, and what I thought was a very important possession. If you can somehow get some type of points there and make it a 2-score game, it kind of gets them out of rhythm and takes them out of their plan a little bit. Obviously their plan was to hold the football and eat the clock and try to, be efficient. And, you get 70, they got 51 offensive plays. They did a good job with that. And, our opportunities and conversion downs, we weren't good. And then the turnovers, those kill you.
I know you guys aren't using this, but on that tie game, the quarterback, explanation for that? What do you think of that call?
Yeah, it was explained to me that, you know, they're not going to give anybody a cheap turnover. So, whatever that means. But, you know, I think we've created a problem in college football. We've created a scenario where we can push the quarterback from behind, and this scrum of people continues to move until it hits the ground, and we don't stop that. But on the other side of the ball, the minute that a ball carrier is held up, we immediately blow it dead. It happened last week in our game that, you know, a guy's in the air and he gets put to the ground. Same type of scenario, and it's a flag for unnecessary roughness. So there's not an immediate answer to this and solution to this, but I think we've created a situation and a problem where we're allowing that, and we're actually celebrating that in short yardage situations. And this is 4 of these now this year. So, you know, obviously was not happy about it on the field. Still am not happy about it. Kind of out of character for me to get upset and act like that. But, my gosh, like, let the kids play football. If it's one way, let's be it that way. If it's not, then it's not. But, man, oh, man, there's a gray area there. That is not black and white to me.
You mentioned he was held up. Did it look to you like he was clearly moving forward?
I thought the ball was out, but you know, and I can only get what I see quickly, and then get the information that I get from upstairs and then from there. But again, I'll say it for the 80,000th time, like, officials have a really hard job. It's quickly, it's moving, but we have 100 media timeouts in the course of a game. We have endless replays. How is this still a thing? Like, how are we still sitting here debating, you know, like, these type of things? It's you know, it's frustrating.
When the offense kind of started sputtering as it did in the second half, like, how challenging is it in those moments to kind of like find a spark, like, especially as like a play caller, like, how does that change your mentality potentially?
Yeah, I mean, I think that you're always trying to get your first down and get the drive started. You know, that allows you to have a little bit of rhythm and that kind of stuff, and you know, give them credit. I mean, they're a good front. You know, they're good enough to play seven players in pass defense and create pressure with their front 4. A lot of teams in our league are not, you know, and they are, you know. So they don't allow a lot of explosive plays. They keep their guys back. They don't let the ball go flying over their heads. So you have to methodically drive the football. You have to take 6, 8, 10-yard gains. And you know, I think Jawan said it best right there. When you self-inflict and put yourself in long yardage situations, whether that be second down, whether that be third down, you know, especially when you can't sequence it. You're not around the 50-yard line where you can tell the quarterback, hey, you got 3 plays here. You know, we're going to utilize 4th down, and you try to just chip away at it and get it back. You know, you have to find a way to get some 10s and 12s and 13-yard plays, and we weren't able to get them.
You know, it seems like some of the young players struggled with the frustration tonight, and like emotionally, like as a coach, and also like for your leaders among players, like how do you kind of help, I guess, like corral or control that in the moment so that it doesn't like spiral into bigger?
It's positive that young players that, you know, that are playing or out there that are emotional about it, that they care because they're hurt. They're hurt that their senior classes, the seniors that have really paved the way and showed them that they lost their last game in the Glass Bowl. You know, I'm hurt for them, you know, but, you know, part of the maturation process is learning the proper way to handle that and continue to handle that. We've been on the other side of that a lot here, and, you know, we haven't been through many of these, and, you know, it's a learning. It's always learning. It's always some type of message. It's always some type of lesson to teach, and that's why football's so great. That's what it is. Why it is what it is. That's why we do what we do. You know, but nobody's going to feel sorry for us, and we got to live in those moments and learn from them. And again, like I said, we got a quick turnaround here.
Was the decision to change quarterbacks to create something on offense?
No, Tucker was hurt.
Anything else, guys?
Jason, I think you guys are obviously the run game's been incredibly uncharacteristic for you guys this year. That you're 112th nationally. Tonight was tough. Is it too simplistic to say the entire, this is a very good program, everything kind of boils down to the inability to run the ball this year?
Well, I think you guys have followed us for a long time. You know that we've used that consistently to set the table for everything else. You know, when you can stay ahead of the sticks, sometimes those 5-yard penalties aren't that big of a deal. When it's 2nd and 2 and you get a 5-yard penalty, it's not the end of the world. When it's 2nd and 12 and you get a 5-yard penalty, it's a killer. You know, so yeah, we've got to find a way to try to create some type of production there, and that's been it's been an ongoing search for a long time. You know, trust me, you're not telling me anything I don't already know. But got to find a way to continue to put our guys in position where they can do that, no matter, you know, whatever our personnel groupings may be. That, you know, we've done a couple different things the last couple of weeks to try to do that, and just not getting a lot of traction that way. So, you know, injuries have played a part through the course of the season, you know, but I don't think that tells the entire story. You know, no, we got to get better, and there's no question about that.